There are no cities. So that's showing you that's not talking about Mount Seir actually, because there's no cities in Mount Seir. Okay, how you gonna have a city in a mountain? How you gonna have cities in a mountain, man? Businesses and corporations in a mountain.
Now the reason why I said that because you got simpletons they'll read that scripture and they'll think, oh, the Lord is gonna come to actually destroy the land.
No. That's talking about America. So it shows you that the cities will be laid waste. They'll be desolate. They'll be destroyed. Okay, all these buildings, all right, will be a thing of the past, man.
Like
the Most High's intent is to destroy all them.
And I don't cut you, brother Salakia, right? It's like pan the camera, brother. You see that girl behind you, right? She used to be in Mount Seir one time. Okay, they're the Edomites. You understand what I'm saying? That's who you call Esau and Edom. That's Esau and Edom. They used to dwell in Mount Seir.
Doing all kind of abomination. Because remember, these people didn't have the law with them.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine what they're doing right now. Yeah. They call themselves being civilized. Imagine what they were doing when they were in that degradable state, man.
Yeah.
Even a billion times worse, man.
Yeah.
A billion times. You know what they in the Arthur Coes law, the 13th tribe, the condition that they were in, man. They were eating shit off of their own bodies, man.
Flesh, yeah. And they were involved in cannibalism as well.
Cannibalism, bestiality, child molestation to an all-time high.
Yeah.
They must have been. Okay. Go ahead.
And it says, verse 5, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Right, so it says that the Edomites, the so-called white people, they are the hate, man. They had a perpetual hate. So he should have brought that out, man. In that interview. that would have flipped the script on Mr. Wise, man. Trying to say where they hate, they'll say, oh yeah, but it says that you had the perpetual hate. If I would have brought that out, man, that would have cut that whole guy in pieces, man.
Yeah, that would have ended the interview right there.
That would have ended it. It says, according to the scriptures, the Most High says that you've had the hate, man. But what Esau does is, he does something called plausible deniability. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we don't have hate. We don't have hate. You know?
But they've displayed hate all around the earth, right?
You know, that's their historical track record.
Yeah.
That's how he came into power. If you look at Esau's legacy, man,
His track record.
The 1700s. I mean, think about the what do you call this guy? The guy that colonized Congo, man. This guy, man, the king of Leopold, man.
That's what I was thinking.
Leopold.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's funny.
You know the hate that he showed to our people down there in Congo, man. This guy showed this guy to be an upright guy, and the guy never even went to Congo before. You know that guy never actually went to Congo. But he sent all his henchmen down there to cut off hands, to massacre those people, man. Yeah. If they didn't bring enough rubber from the rubber trees, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And going back,
them Congolese, man.
and going back once again, this is how we then find out that this society again was established by violence. So when we talk about how the Europeans used to cut hands off the slaves, how they used to, pretty much forcefully still the people and force them into slavery and taking them from one land to another, that was all based on them building a society, violence and wrongdoing. So like I'm going to say once again, right, this society is going to go about violence. Matter of fact, brother, give me the scripture in Numbers 35, verse 33, Baba Kusha. High dependency, what is that? Well, that's a medical.
Yeah, man, so it's a serious thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a very serious thing that the scriptures are speaking about. The scriptures is talking about what's going on out here. That's why the Bible is such a powerful book. That's how spirituality, okay, and God, and all these things that you don't physically see are real. These are real things because the Bible is evidence of it. The Bible is evidence that God and spirits, and, devils and and angels and all these things and entities, they're real, man. Because the Bible speaks truth. The Bible speaks about these so-called white people.
How a bunch of animalistic devils they really are. Matter of fact,
It speaks about their past, it speaks about the present, and it speaks about the future, man. Of them.
Yeah, bro, I got a quick precept on it.
Numbers chapter 35, verse 33.
Yep.
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land.
Yeah, so when he went to the, like the brothers going into, when he went to the shores of America in the 15th century, what did they do? When the Spaniards went to the Americas, they went down there to seek out the gold and all of the different resources that was down in that land. But what they were doing was they were killing off the people. Even more so, even to the interiors of North America. Okay, because the Edomites, they already had the land already. They already got the land of America, but they still was going at war with the so-called North American Indians.
Yeah.
So what they did was they defiled the land. Another law that was broken. Go on.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein.
You got to also think about how they lynched a lot of our people in America too. And guess what? It tells you in the law that if you lynch a body, you're supposed, if the body dies, you're supposed to immediately put it to the grave.
Right.
So you don't defile the place. So it's even defiled on that matter. Go on.
But by the blood of him that shed it.
But by the blood of it that shed it. So America's going to be cleansed because of, by destruction. Let me reiterate myself. America's going to be destroyed. In other words, America's going to have to be destroyed in order for that land to be cleansed. And that land will be cleansed by way of nuclear fire. And those creatures that Isaiah 13 talks about, those are going to be the new inhabitants of that land. See, we're future tellers right now. We're the prophets. The word prophecy or prophet means to say before. So we're foretelling you the future of America and this great empire called the revival of the ancient Roman system. Go on.
Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not to defile the land. So if we're going to dwell in a land or a city, you can't defile the land by shedding blood in that land. Like Great Britain, there's a lot of blood in Great Britain. There's a lot of blood in America. There's a lot of blood in all of these different cities where Esau is dwelling at, man. Okay, so hey man, that's all I gotta say from that.
Yeah, because there's this documentary, right? I forget the name of the documentary. No, it's called Bowling for Columbine. I need to get that documentary, Bowling for Columbine, right? And I watched it when I was in secondary school years ago. And this guy, the guy that was hosting the documentary.
All right, go.
Sorry. He was asking. He was asking He was asking, going around asking people that live in certain parts of the states in America. He was asking them, why are the people in America so violent? Why are people so scared and defensive towards other people? Why are all the doors locked? You know what I'm saying? Why has everyone got guns? Well, what are they afraid of? You know what I'm saying? Why are the people so violent? Why are there so many serial killers and like psychopaths in America? Why are people so like they got this killer, guns and shit? And you know why? And you know why? It's because there's a spirit in America, man. There's a very spirit, because America, as his brothers read, is defiled, man. Yeah. And because it's defiled, there's a curse that's gone over America. Yeah, exactly. Because they've transgressed the laws and they've changed the ordinances. Do you know what they did to the wolves? They wiped out the buffalo, and they nearly wiped out the wolves in the early 1900s, man.
Wolves?
No, wolves. I was watching a wolf documentary, man. In the early 1900s, a lot of the farmers and that, because they had like cattle and the wolves, there were so many wolves that they'd come and try to hunt for the cattle. And obviously the farmers, that's their livelihood. They breed the cattle, they sell them, that's their money, that's how they live. So they were trying to kill off the wolves, innit? To maintain their cattle. To the point where they nearly wiped them all out. there was like they became, what do you call it? You know when there's a shortage of animals, they become extinct or scarce, man. There's less of them, and then they had to make a law where you had to leave them alone, man. They were killing them so much. They made a law where you had to leave the wolves alone and let them multiply. Showing you that Esau, he'll wipe out. And me, my whole thing, when I was watching the document, I was like, the wolves, they need to eat, they need to live, so why don't share with them? Because the wolves were here long before you were here. The wolves were here long before Esau got there. So who's Esau to come along and wipe them out just so he can live?
Well,
that same mentality he had towards the native Indians.
Well, because he's a killer.
So to maintain himself, he's prepared to wipe out anybody that stands in his way.
Yeah.
Esau can't live side by side with anybody. He can't live peaceably with nothing, no man, no beast. He'll kill any the second you try to inconvenience his living standards, he'll kill you, man.
Yeah,
He'll kill you.
If you watch the documentaries about when Columbus went to America, the first thing they did, they observed how nice or how good and welcoming the people of that land were. So the first letters they wrote, like, these people are so nice or so soft that we can easily rule over them. That's the first letters they started sending back to Europe. Saying, listen, these people, they're timid, they are weak.
Yeah.
Not weak as in, like, you know, they're just nice. They're open.
Humble people. And hospitable, yeah.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
we can easily rule over these people, man. That's why the first thing they had, the man said, let's take over. As soon as they got there, the first thought in their mind was, let's take over.
Yeah.
So that's the type of man that will
and I don't cook, right? And what I found out as well, which is a long time ago, but it just kind of, which brought to my mind a lot. So you got certain so-called Native American Indians that were sold as slaves to Spain.
Yeah,
they had work to do up there.
Yeah. So that Deuteronomy 28:68, that applies to the natives also. The Northern Kingdom. It's not just Jake. It's them also. Like, it first happened to them.
It's like he took samples. These are the people we found. It's what they look like. It's how they dress, and he sent them over to Europe. You know, like that movie Apocalypto.
Right.
Yeah. Like, first of all, before at the end of the movie, they showed you the real apocalypse before it actually happened, man. But before that, man, what they showed you was like the different tribes were beheading each other, sacrificing one another, eating human flesh and everything. But the real apocalypse did not happen until the end of that movie. When the guy was running away, and then the first thing we saw was ships coming back to the land.
Yeah.
That's when the real trouble started.
That's when the true apocalypse began.
Yeah.
But let's continue reading. Okay. Because Esau, he's the man of blood, man. Go ahead.
Back to Ezekiel 35 and 5, and it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Are you hearing that? Are you hearing this? You so-called Edomites, so-called white people, you have a lot to pay for in this world, man. The scripture said you've had a perpetual hatred inside of you. A continual hatred. Alright? Go ahead, man. And then they said that you shed blood. You shed blood and you defiled the land. The scripture said that the woman was drenched in the blood of the saints, man, according to Revelation 17. Okay? That's why I can't befriend them, man. No matter how nice they are. I remember I was in not scaffolding but construction, and they were telling me to go to the pub with them and to go out with them, and they were cool. And I still couldn't. I'm not gonna do it with them, right? Because it's not even the fact that I hate them. It's called principle. I can't hang with them because of what they've done to us, man. It's past hatred. It's more to do with right and wrong, man. It's not ethical for me to hang out with you, man.
Yeah, but
it's got nothing to do with who you are.
But you know, though, brother, you just gotta just deal with it, man. It is what it is, you know. But I understand what you're saying. But the Lord is gonna get them because what they did was they thought that the Most High was with them. Yeah. They actually believed that all of this pillaging and killing, the Most High wasn't going to do nothing. But we're in a day and time where the Most High's going to move. So get me off the book of Revelations 11 and 18 real quick. Because this is a thing called payback, man. It's payback. All right, you can't do all of this evil and wickedness, man.
Right.
And he's supposed to just turn our shoulders and forgive and forget.
It doesn't work that way.
That shit don't work, man.
Doesn't
That's
work
why,
that way.
and that's the reason why we went into slavery. That's the reason why we're subdued right now, because of what our forefathers done.
We had to pay.
So we had to pay. So if we're the chosen people of the Most High and we had to pay, how much more you devils, man? Okay, and I don't really know me get like this, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's the spirit. The spirit has gotten on us to prophesy against Esau,
It
man.
has to be divine intervention, man.
Go on, bro.
It's Revelation 11 and 18, and it says, and the nations were angry,
Right.
and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged,
Right.
and that thou shouldest give reward unto the servants, the prophets,
Right, and the dead is talking about the other nations because they don't know who they are. Go on.
and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name,
Right.
small and great, and shouldest destroy them which
Right.
destroy the earth.
And should have destroyed them which destroyed the earth. Because when we deal with history, the timeline of history, the Babylonians didn't destroy the earth like this. And I'm talking about the Assyrians today. When they ruled the earth, they didn't destroy the earth like this. When the ancient Egyptians were in power, they didn't destroy the earth like this. Okay? When we're talking about, what is it now? What else we can talk about? The Assyrian Empire, they didn't destroy the earth. But when the so-called white man came into power, he was the one that changed all of the ordinances pursuant to Isaiah 24. So if you're going to go against the laws of the Heavenly Father, in that way you've destroyed the earth. So what does it say? Read that again.
And it says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come.
Right, and the nations were angry and thy wrath is come. Because why? Because the Lord is going to destroy those which destroy the earth by using those same nations pursuant to Joel, the 3rd chapter. Matter of fact, brother, give me Joel, the 3rd chapter. There's one more precept, and I'm going to give it back to you, brother. You know the one on one where it speaks about how the Lord is arranging and assembling the nations.
Oh,
And that's why World War III is going to happen, because of the violence that was being done. Okay? You can't get away from the violence that was being done. The reason why Great Britain is great, because of all of the killing and the murder that they've done, and the violation of nations that they've committed. That's why Great Britain is great. That's why it's what you call an imperialistic empire. Because what they did was they pursued all of these other nations and stole what they had. Go on, brother.
This is Joel 3 and 9, and it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning works into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
And that's why they talking shit. That's why Iran has the upper hand and talk smack about America, how America is the embodiment of evil, which he's correct on that. This guy called the Ayatollah, or the leader of Iran. His name is Khamenei, and he made that statement. The embodiment of evil, and it is. He's right. And I'm not saying he's right because I'm in support of Iran. I could give a damn about Iran. We just quote prophecy. Go on, brother.
And it says, verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears.
Right.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
And let the weak say that I am strong. So these weaker nations that were weaker economically are much more superior now, because they have the same sort of capabilities that the Western powers have. So they're going to use those same, mechanisms or machines that they got, which is those missiles, to go toe-to-toe, head-to-head.
Right.
All right, go on.
Assemble yourselves and come up, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
So the word assemble means to arrange. So the Lord is arranging these nations together, preparing them. Go on.
He says, thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh.
Okay.
Let the heathen be wakened,
Right.
and come up to the valley of Yahweh
So it
Shaphat.
says, let the heathen be awakened, meaning they're going to be stirred up. They're going to be irritated. They're going to be stirred. And that's what's going on right now. And that's why the Iranian leader was talking shit about America, how America is the embodiment of evil. And if the Israeli do something to us again, we're gonna strike Israel from off the face of the map. So you're hearing all these different talks from these different leaders, which that's prophecy. Just reading about it. Go on.
He says, says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Right. And the valley of Jehoshaphat is surrounded within that Persian Gulf. And you can even read that in the book of, I believe it's Revelation 16. Because in Revelation 16, it speaks about how what you have is, matter of fact, brother, give me Revelation 16:1. Because that's really where the war is going to evaporate from the Middle East. That's why they're down there right now. They're in Syria and the likes. And they ain't going to go from Syria. They're going to stay right there. I think it's verse 4. But start from verse 1 and get to verse 4.
Revelation chapter 16, verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth.
Okay.
And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast,
right,
and upon them which worshipped his image.
Yeah, that's going to something else. Keep going.
And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea,
right,
and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea.
Right, and that's why you have in certain countries, you have these different seas or oceans turning blood red.
Right.
That's all over the place, which happened in ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
So, go on.
And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of water, and they became blood.
Okay.
And I heard the angel of the waters say, thou art righteous, O Lord, which art, and wast, and shall be,
right,
because thou hast judged thus.
Okay.
For they have shed the blood of saints and prophets,
right,
and thou hast given them
that
blood.
goes into Revelations 20. Go on.
And thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. And I heard another out of the altar say, even so, Lord power almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments.
Okay.
And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and the power was given unto him to scorch men with fire.
Okay, go on.
And men were scorched with great heat.
Yeah. That's Malachi, what is it for? Go on.
And blasphemed the name of the Most High, which have power over these plagues. And they repented not to give him glory.
Yeah, keep going.
And the fifth angel
I think
poured.
this may be it right here.
And the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they groaned their tongues for pain, and blasphemed the name of heaven.
This is talking about the horses, right? Yeah, you know where it speaks about how the waters dried up. Okay, the kings of the east. I know it's 16 and 16.
16.
Yeah, I just thought about it right now. I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Start with verse 15 though.
Alright. From verse 15, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame.
Yeah, that's his truth he's talking about. Go on.
And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon.
Right, which means what is it? Armageddon, which means the mountain of truths. So the mountain of truths are going to gather within this area. Go on.
And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, it is done.
Is that it?
No, there's a bit more. And there was voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such that was not seen of men.
Right, that's that. The earth reading to and fro like a drum.
Yeah, but that's not what I want to get. Keep on.
Which were upon the earth, so mighty, and the earthquake was so great. And the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came into remembrance before the Most High, to give unto her the cup of wine of the fierceness of his wrath.
Right.
And the three parts is talking about children of men, children of Most High.
Yeah, you got the children of the wicked.
And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent, and men blasphemed the Most High because of the plagues of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great.
Yeah, that's the nuclear missiles.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Those are the missiles.
And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, of vials, and talked with me, saying unto me,
And the 7 angels, 7 represents complete destruction. These angels are the Most High created sent angels for vengeance.
Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters,
Judgment of America, the judgment of the land of our captivity,
with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
right, because all nations of the earth have had some type of interaction with America in exchanging or buying or selling. That's why they have something called the IMF. Okay, where
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
now that woman, now what's that beast? Okay, the woman is sitting upon the beast, the scarlet-colored beast. Scarlet is red. Okay, and they said this, the beast had 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, so this is the revival of ancient Rome. Okay, and America is ruling over this European Union, a union of European nations that's ruled by Edomites.
It's verse 12. It's verse
Right?
12.
That's why I said scarlet beast. These are Edomite nations that are being ruled by Edom. Okay?
Yeah, so brother, give me Joel the 3rd chapter again, which you read before, then we're gonna go to Revelation 16 and 12. I want to get back to the point.
Right, that's it. That's it.
All right. Joel 3 and 12, and it says, "Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of
And
Jehoshaphat."
this valley of Jehoshaphat is in the Middle East. This is why it says in Revelation 16 and 12. Get that.
Revelation chapter 16 verse 12, and the 6th angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up.
Right, so read that again.
And the 6th angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates,
Right.
and the water thereof was dried up.
And that's why I strive today. I want to show you, brother, something. And where's the Euphrates River? Is it in the Western Hemisphere? Is it in the overriding Eastern Hemisphere? No, it's in the Middle East. Okay, so I'm going to show you something here. Euphrates River. And the reason why the Euphrates rivers are dried up so that those military powers can then pretty much be stationary in that line and prepare for that war. So I'm going to show you something. So this is the Euphrates. This is supposed to be the Euphrates and the Tigris River. So there you have it right there. That's supposed to be the Euphrates Tigris River dried up. Why? So that the kings of the east may be prepared. So let's read that again.
Slow down. Get a little bit of it. Oh, that's Euphrates. Oh, I can't.
Yep.
Revelation 16 and 12, and the 6th angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up,
Right.
that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
And they showed you right there. That's what it was. That's what it was back in the olden days. Now it's right, as you can see. So they showing you right there. Revelation 16 and 12. That's how it was before, and that's how it is right now.
Yeah. One sec. People might be saying, let me see.
So read it again, brother, one more time.
Revelation 16 and 12,
a little map.
and the 6th angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up,
Exactly.
that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
So those Middle Eastern powers, they're going to be prepared for that war. And that's why the Most High tried that up. Okay, going back to the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. How the Lord is going to judge them in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is around that region. Okay? So that's what I wanted to bring out on that. And there's another one in Revelations 7 as well. Just real quick, and then I'm going to give it back to the brother here. Matter of fact, brother, you speak, because you're speaking anyway, so I'll come back in a minute.
Let's go. Bring out any scriptures. Any scripture. Bring out the scriptures that you have. We're going to go back to that. Hold on, sorry. In fact, let's go back. Let's go back. Because what do prophets do? Prophets are supposed to we speak against countries, man. We speak against places. Alright? And America, this Edomite, man, we're supposed to, what we're doing is righteous.
Yeah.
What we're doing is righteous, man. Okay? It's right. We're speaking out against our oppressors and what they've done. And they're trying to countenance us. Esau, you know what I'm saying? And they're ruling elite. They're subtly trying to silence us. They're trying to countenance us. Trying to make us feel ashamed. The scripture says, Jacob shall not be ashamed, man. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 1:9, and it says, then Yahweh put forth his hand and touched my mouth, and Yahweh said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have made this day, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down and to build and to plant.
Right, so we're set up to root out, to pull down, okay, all the lies that this so-called white man has put out, man. Alright, because he's our true adversary. You niggas in the ghetto blowing yourselves away. Detroit, Chicago, and whoever, God knows, all the stabbings that's going over here. You Negroes, you haven't yet realized are coming to terms to your real enemies, man. Your enemy has always been the so-called white man. He's been telling you that for centuries, man. You know the hatred that we have goes back millenniums, man.
Oh yeah, brother. And I found the scripture here just to back up what I was saying. Because you have those angels in the Middle East, which surrounds the Euphrates River. This is in Revelations 9, verse 14. Matter of fact, brother, you get Revelations 9, verse 14. So when you read about the 4 angels in Revelation 7, those angels are surrounding the Euphrates River. That's why that river's dried up, because war is being prepared in that region. So while these motherfuckers are out here watching football games, they don't even know that a war is about to come up. Go on, brother.
Revelation chapter 9 verse 14, saying to the 6th angel which hath the trumpet, loose the 4 angels.
Right, loose the 4 angels. What are the 4 angels? Get Revelation 7.
Revelation chapter 7 and 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor the sea, nor any tree. And I saw And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
Right, so these angels are responsible for the war. Because once the war breaks out, the nuclear war that is, that's where the earth is going to be split. Okay, so when you read the book of Revelations, the 9th chapter, Revelations 9 makes reference to those angels that are bound in the Euphrates, the Middle East. So I'm going to go back to that again. Matter of fact, keep going, brother.
Saying, hurt not the earth,